Yo, what's good everyone? Today I'm going to be breaking down some of my favorite DraftKings plays for tonight's 12-game slate in the NHL. Let's get right into it. And we're going to kick things off here like we always do, highlighting the 12 games in the NHL tonight, showing you the money lines and over-unders. First set of games here, we got the Panthers taking on the Hurricanes, Bruins at Canadiens, Coyotes at Red Wings, Islanders at Sabres, Sharks at Penguins, and the Ottawa Senators taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Next set of games here, we got the Rangers at Lightning, Maple Leafs at Flyers, Devils at Stars, Ducks at Wild, Golden Knights at Flames, and the Washington Capitals taking on the Seattle Kraken. And then here's a quick schedule update for this week. This will be the last video here for this week, but I will be breaking down that slate on Saturday as well in my Discord, which is completely free to join. If you haven't done that yet, there's a link to do so in the description below in this video. With that being said, let's dive into a couple of line stacks that I like here for tonight, starting with that first line for the Minnesota Wild. Now, I'm not entirely sure who's going to center Kaprizov and Boldy, being that Eriksson Ek is injured right now. I kind of hope it's this rookie from the KHL and Kustendinov. He's the bare minimum price at $2,500, and he did practice with these two the other day. However, it could be Hartman or Rossi too, so make sure you keep an eye on that. Really, what I'm targeting here is this number one power play for Minnesota. The Ducks average 4.58 minor penalties per game, the most in the NHL, and they haven't been very good in their own end, especially as of late. As a team that's allowed 3.62 goals per game this year, the second most in the NHL, while having the fourth worst penalty kill, hitting at just a 74% rate. And then a cheaper line stack that I like here tonight is that third line for the Dallas Stars. We got Johnston centering Ben and Stankoven. Now, Stankoven has cooled off a bit here as of late after his hot start, but otherwise this line is still playing great, and I love the upside and value they offer at their prices. We're going to see Ben play up on the Stars' number one power play, Johnston and Stankoven play down on the number two power play, versus a New Jersey Devils team that continues to struggle in their own end, a team that's allowed 3.48 goals per game this season, the sixth most in the NHL. Now folks, before we dive into some of my favorite individual plays here, if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. Alright, now diving into some of my favorite individual plays here, when I kick it off with the forwards. First guy that I got is Jonathan Marchessault at the Vegas Golden Knights. With Jack Eichel back, these guys are playing some great hockey up on that first line right now. Marchessault's got 9 goals, 5 assists, 14 points, and 34 shots on net over his last 10, averaging close to 17 DraftKings points per game. And this Flames team is really struggling right now. They've gone 2-4-0 over their last 6 games, allowing 4.67 goals per game. We're going to see Marchessault play up on that first line and number one power play. Alex DeBrincat here, the Detroit Red Wings. I do like the matchup here against the Arizona Coyotes. They've been the worst team in the NHL since the All-Star break, going 3-13-2 during that stretch, allowing 4.17 goals per game with a penalty kill that's hit at just a 68% rate. Now, I know the Red Wings have really struggled here as of late too, but I do like this spot for them against Arizona, and DeBrincat is a natural shooter, so I like him at this price, a $6,000. I also like the Ottawa Senators here tonight on the road against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Drake Batherson is offering some nice value here at his price, but Brady Tkachuk has played very well against Columbus this year too, if you wanted to spend up for him. Batherson's got 6 goals, 3 assists, 9 points, 25 shots on net here over his last 10, averaging close to 11.5 DraftKings points per game, playing up on that first line and number one power play for the Senators. Now, dipping into the 4K range of forwards here, I like Jake DeBrusk of the Boston Bruins, playing some really good hockey here over his last 5 games, where he's put up 2 goals, 4 assists, 13 shots on net, averaging close to 13 DraftKings points per game. Great matchup for him to expand on that here tonight against Montreal, a team that's allowed 3.43 goals per game this year, the 7th most in the NHL, while having the league's 6th worst penalty kill, hitting at a 75.5% rate. DeBrusk is currently playing up on the first line and number one power play for the Bruins right now. And then Michael Bunting here, priced at $4,300. He's up on that first line and number one power play right now for the Pens. They have a great matchup at home here tonight against the San Jose Sharks, a team that we've picked on all year long. They've allowed 3.88 goals per game this year, the most in the NHL, while having the league's 2nd worst penalty kill. Now, moving on to the defensemen here, and just like Tuesday, there's some really nice value at this position tonight. I primarily foresee myself sticking in the $3 to 5K range when rostering defensemen. One guy that I like here in the 5K range is Erik Karlsson of the Pittsburgh Penguins. He hasn't been fantastic when it comes to getting on the score sheet as of late, but I do like the way he's been shooting the puck and blocking more shots than he's used to as well. But he's also got two things going for him. Number one, if the San Jose Sharks suck, we can really target them in any given matchup, and he's got a little revenge game narrative here as well, playing against his former team, a defenseman who should log around 24 minutes tonight. Brock Faber of the Minnesota Wild sitting in a really good spot here against the Anaheim Ducks. I highlighted that first line for the Minnesota Wild earlier. If you wanted to, you could just do a three-man stack with Kaprizov, Boldy, and Faber here, and really just roll those guys out, targeting the Wild number one power play. And then I'm going back to two guys that I highlighted on Tuesday as well, Cam York and Bowen Byram. Cam York here, the Philadelphia Flyers, playing his best hockey of the year and truly has been lights out as of late. You can see they're averaging 14.5 DraftKings points per game over his last 10, really just crushing value at his current price. Same thing here with Byram. I know he's only played 3 games with the Sabres, but in those 3 games, he's got 3 goals, 1 assist, 11 shots on net, hitting 6, 19.3, and 23 DraftKings points, logging around 24 minutes a game with the Sabres, playing up on that first pair and number one power play, where he's spending a lot of time with Rasmus Dahlin. And then I got a couple of goaltenders here for you, and I'm going to highlight 2 guys who I think are offering some really nice value here in the mid 7K range. If you wanted to spend up for the goaltender position, go a little safer route, there are options to do that as well. But I think Igor Shesterkin and Sergei Bobrovsky are offering some really nice value at their prices. Talked about them on the Tuesday slate as well, and you can see I got the graphic backwards here when it comes to pricing. We'll talk about Shesty here first. He has truly been fantastic for the Rangers as of late. You can see there in his last 10 games, he's gone 8-1-1 with the save percentage of .956, goals allowed average of 1.50, averaging 25.5 DraftKings points per game. Not an easy road matchup here tonight against the Lightning, but Igor is truly on fire right now. And then Bob, same thing here, offering some really nice value at his price of $7,500. He's 8-2-0 in his last 10 games with a save percentage of .944, goals allowed average of 1.60, averaging close to 19 DraftKings points per game. He also has a tough road matchup here tonight against the Carolina Hurricanes, but his Canes team loves to shoot the puck, averaging close to 33 shots on net per game, the 6th most in the NHL, so Bob should see a handful of shots go his way here tonight. And as always, going to wrap up this video here with 3 low-priced options or sub-4K forward plays. First guy that I got is Anthony Duclair of the Tampa Bay Lightning, who looked very good in his first game with his new team, scoring a goal and adding an assist. Playing on that second line right now with Cirelli and Stamkos, and on their number 2 power play. Jack Roslovic, I like the opportunity with him up on that first line for the Rangers right now and on their number 2 power play. Same thing here with Ivan Barbashev. He's currently playing up on that first line with Eichel and Marchessault, as well as getting time on the number 1 power play for Vegas. Hard to ignore him at this price of $3,600. Alright everyone, that is going to wrap up this video here for today. As always, thank y'all for taking the time out of your day to watch the content here on this channel. If you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. Let's have ourselves a great day here, folks. Let's win some money on this 12-game slate. And in the meantime, I'm out of here.